Hello, I'm Anna Richardson and welcome to the very first episode of iiaa Live. The International Institute for Anti-Aging was founded in 2004 to empower skincare professionals to deliver the very best healthy skincare results for their clients. This is the first in a series of programmes right on the front line of anti-aging when it comes to skincare. iiaa was recently listed as one of the 1,000 companies to inspire Britain by the London Stock Exchange. Today we go behind the scenes to hear what makes iiaa tick with my guest David Alpert, MD and founder of iiaa. So David, you and I have worked together a few times and I've met your team on numerous occasions, and iiaa is truly an inspirational company, I think. Why did you decide to set it up in the first place?
Hi, Anna. That's an interesting question. I suppose we work in an industry that's characterized by hype, largely, and all too often, very little substance underpins that hype. And what we wanted to do at the iiaa was really disrupt that sector, change the conversation, and we wanted to become very much more evidence-based in our approach to treating skin. So a very much more scientific approach to treating skin. And really what we wanted to do by doing that is deliver the very best results that we could for end users. And in order to do that, we needed to empower skincare professionals and really provide them with the latest cutting-edge information in terms of what makes healthy skin, so they could deliver that for their clients.
It's interesting that you say that actually the industry is just surrounded by hype, because as a consumer, you know, I'm very confused about which brand I can trust and who I should be turning to. So you're saying that iiaa is different, your philosophy is very different. How do you differ from other pharmaceutical skincare companies?
Well, I can't really comment on others, but if you look at the iiaa, I think what makes us different, largely we based on three pillars. And the first pillar is our products. And we work with what I believe is really the very best products in the world. And we have this very unique concept, which is our feed, fortify, and finish concept. So what we do use is very targeted nutraceutical supplements to work from the skin, to feed it from the inside. We have a highly specialized topical regime that you fortify externally using vitamins, antioxidants, peptides, growth factors. And then we finish with a mineral makeup range. And when you combine those three product ranges together, the synergistic effect is just absolutely fantastic in terms of the results that you can achieve.
So feed, fortify, finish. So it's this sort of a three-tiered approach to getting the very best skin you can possibly get. Surely other companies would be saying, well, you know, we're just as good. What makes you the leader, would you say?
Well, I suppose really, I started with the one pillar. Where we really differ is that the other two pillars. And the second pillar is education, because without knowing exactly what you're doing with the products, it's impossible to achieve the right results. So I think we have possibly the most extensive education program in the UK today. We have 6 training centres around the country where we're training frontline skincare professionals on a day-to-day basis on how to deliver those results. And then our third pillar, I suppose, is again a big point of differentiation, and that would be our services and how we support the salons in the work that they do.
How do you do that?
Well, you know, it's largely about the client journey. And what we're trying to do is feed people through to our skincare professionals so that they can embark on this journey. And I think the one thing that we do that is significantly different from any other operator in the sector, possibly worldwide, is that when somebody starts on that journey, we analyze their skin using very sophisticated skin analysis equipment. And then what we do is we recommend a course of treatments, we recommend products, and what makes us different is that we'll invite people back in 3 to 6 months later so they can see the tremendous results that they are achieving.
So that's education, really, that you're talking about, which marks you out as being different. How specifically do you support your stockists, for example?
So, as I say, we get out there on the front line, we roll up our sleeves, we call it, to a certain degree, trench warfare. And we're out there on the front line, analyzing client skin, getting them onto this client journey and following them through. So it's not a one-off consultation. It's something that goes on from time to time, so that we can show them the progress that they're making with their skincare.
So fill me in a little bit more with you say you analyse the client's skin. So what specifically do you do? So if I walk into one of your salons, what can I expect as a consumer?
Well, it's a very interesting question, because part of the problem that we find within the industry is too often there isn't enough of a client consultation to find out the client's concerns and therefore deliver the right products and the right solutions. So it starts with it's a fairly lengthy process. It's about a 45-minute process where we really get under the skin, so to speak, of the client and look at what's going on using sophisticated analysis equipment, but also talking to the client in terms of what their expectations are, what they're trying to achieve from their skincare regime.
Do you find that women will come into the salon and they want sort of, a quick fix solution and they're not prepared to sort of put in the hard work?
Well, that's an excellent question, because I think that really cuts right to the core of what the iiaa is all about. It was Dr. Fernandez who coined the term the slow skin movement, and it's very much like the slow food movement. Too often what we find is that a lot of the treatments that deliver a very quick fix are not actually healthy for the client in the long term.
Oh, really?
And what we're looking to do is to provide long-term healthy skincare solutions. So it may take a little bit longer, but when we start to analyze and we start to look at it from a scientific basis, so where you look at histologies of the skin, you can see the changes that we are making are anti-aging. And by that, I mean what we're doing is we're getting that skin to function at a younger biological age. So if you look at the biomarkers of the skin, we see more elastin, more collagen, we see a thickening of the epidermis. All these things, well, for example, the epidermis will thin as you age, your collagen and elastin will disappear. If we can reverse that, that's what we call a true anti-aging result.
And now I'm very interested in the fact that you're saying that actually a quick fix skin approach could actually be damaging to your skin. So what sort of procedures are we talking about that other companies may or may not use that could ultimately be non-beneficial for you?
Well, I think without getting into too many specifics, we don't need to destroy skin to make it healthy. Again,
so we're talking about peels, possibly, or lasering?
Well, certain peels, if they're light enough, can be beneficial if you understand what it is that you're trying to achieve. Peels aren't right for everyone, they're specific for certain people. But in particular, what we're looking at is highly ablative lasers and these sorts of treatments. When the skin regenerates itself, it's never quite the same as it was before you conducted the treatment. And to our minds, that would be something that we wouldn't really recommend for the skincare professionals that we deal with.
So it's sort of counterintuitive, isn't it? Because again, as a consumer and a beauty journalist to some extent, I would think that, peels and lasering and sort of damaging the skin in that way to get a quick fix is the way forward. But you're saying, no, we are the slow movement, actually. We believe in this feed, fortify and finish approach. It is a slower approach to beautiful skin.
Well, processes like microdermabrasion and some of these skin peels that you're talking about, basically what happens is the very upper layer of your skin is dead skin cells. And if you look at them under a microscope, they tend to be quite rough. And so what happens is that if you remove those skin cells, you get a smooth surface, and then light will bounce off the skin quite nicely. And it looks, when you've done that to somebody, they have a certain radiance about them, so it looks almost that you've done something that's created radiance. It's an illusion created by light.
Right.
Those dead skin cells form what's called the stratum corneum. They're a very important barrier function of the skin. It's what helps, it's part of your moisture barrier. And you really want to keep that as healthy and as intact as possible. Removing it is not a good idea, and certainly not something that we subscribe to.
So we are in programme 1 of iiaa Live, which is an extraordinary event, an extraordinary achievement. What can we expect in terms of our lectures and our programmes coming up?
Right. So basically what we try to create, again, as we've discussed, is a forum through which therapists and skincare professionals around the country and indeed around the world can engage and learn how to deliver better results for their clients. And as a result, we've created a series of programs. But before we can talk about how to achieve results, we need to understand what it is that's actually aging the skin in the first instance. And so our very next program will be looking, we have two excellent speakers. We have Professor Young from King's College, and we have Dr. Rachel Watson from University of Manchester. And they'll be talking about what it is that causes skin to age from the inside and from the outside. So we're looking at intrinsic factors or intrinsic aging and extrinsic factors or external factors, such as the environment, and what factors within the environment causes skin to age. And once skincare professionals understand that, then they can begin to find solutions. And moving forward beyond that in terms of the solutions, very interesting programs to follow.
Thank you very much indeed, David. That is certainly going to be fascinating in the upcoming lectures. Thank you. So, a very interesting lineup of episodes to follow. Do join us again for more cutting-edge information on professional skincare. I'm Anna Richardson for iiaa Live.